Hello, beloved soul. I stepped away, but I never stopped watching you. Yes, there were moments when you felt my silence. Moments when you cried and felt like no one saw, when you prayed and felt like the heavens stayed shut. But I was still there. I was always watching, not from afar, but closer than the air around you. I saw every tear. I heard every whispered prayer, and I counted every time your heart broke. And you tried to pretend it didn't. You asked, God, where did you go? You felt like I stepped back when you needed me most. And I understand why you felt that way. But my child, there are things I needed you to walk through. There are battles I allowed, not to break you, but to build you. Even when I was silent, I was watching you like a loving father watches his child. Learn to stand. You don't yell at a baby who stumbles while learning to walk. You cheer them on. You stretch out your arms. You let them try. And sometimes you take a small step back, so they learn to reach forward with faith. Isaiah 41:10 says, "Fear not, for I am with you, be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." I never stopped holding you up, even when you didn't feel it, even when you doubted me, even when you thought I was gone for good. I was in the shadows watching over your soul. Yes, you felt abandoned. But what if I told you some of the greatest growth in your life came during the times I was silent? Because silence is not rejection. Delay is not denial. Distance is not absence. I never took my eyes off you, and I never stopped loving you. Not once. There were nights when you couldn't sleep, when you tossed and turned with the weight of regret, confusion, or fear. You thought you were alone in that room, but I was right there. My presence wrapped around you like a warm blanket. Even when you didn't notice. I saw you when they turned their backs on you. I heard what they said. I watched you take the blame for things you didn't do. I know how hard you tried to stay strong, but I also saw the moments you almost gave up, when you almost broke down in public, when you smiled while your heart screamed silently. You were never invisible to me, not even for a second. Psalm 121:3-4 reminds you, "He who keeps you will not slumber. Behold, he who keeps Israel will neither slumber nor sleep." I didn't fall asleep on your story. I didn't miss what happened, and I didn't forget the promises I made you. I stepped away, yes, but only so you could grow into the person you were always meant to become. There are things I wanted you to discover, not in my voice, but in my silence. Not in my miracles, but in your moments of waiting. Because in your waiting, I saw you still worship me. I saw you still believe. I saw you fall, but I also saw you get back up again. And that, my child, is the kind of faith that moves mountains. You might not understand now, but one day you'll look back and say, "God was with me the whole time. I stepped back, but never out. I wasn't punishing you. I was protecting you. From things you didn't even know were trying to reach you. From people you thought were for you, but weren't. From situations that looked good, but weren't aligned with your calling." Proverbs 3:5, Nice 6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight." You tried to make sense of everything, but not everything makes sense in the middle of the storm. Some things only make sense after the dust has settled, and the dust is settling now. I'm opening your eyes. You're about to see what I was doing behind the scenes all along. You're not forsaken. You're not forgotten. You're not being punished. You're being prepared. You said, "God, If you loved me, why didn't you stop it? And I say to you, if I stopped every storm, you would never learn how to trust me in the waves. If I took away every struggle, you would never know how much strength I placed inside you. And if I answered every prayer exactly when you asked, you would never learn how to wait with faith. But you did wait. Even with trembling hands and a tired soul, you kept walking. And that's why your breakthrough is closer than you think. You thought I left, but I was building something behind the curtain, healing you in places you didn't even know were broken. And now, I am ready to show you what all that silence was preparing you for. There is a new chapter ahead, a chapter of clarity, of divine alignment, of restoration. You will see me move suddenly. You will see me open doors that felt sealed shut. You will see people return with apologies. You will see answers that make you weep, not because they hurt, but because you finally understand why I allowed the delay. Hold on to me now, because the shift has already begun. You feel it in your spirit. You sense it in your dreams. That restlessness in your heart is not confusion, it's preparation. You're about to walk into rooms you didn't even pray for, receive blessings that come with no sorrow attached, experience peace that doesn't need to be explained. Romans 8:28 says, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." Even in the silence, even in the tears, even in the why, God, I was working it together for good. So now I ask you, can you trust me again? Not just when you feel me, but also when you don't. Can you hold on to the promise, even when you don't see the proof? Because your season is changing. But you can't bring old fear into this new chapter. You can't carry doubt into a season of miracles. You can't wear grief into a season of restoration. Let go, and let me finish what I started in you. Say it out loud if you believe it. God never stopped watching me. Say it again. Let your soul remember it. Now type in the comments, blessed and ready. Let it be a declaration. Let the enemy see that you didn't give up. Let heaven hear that your faith is still alive. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to Whispers of Grace now, because what I'm doing in your life, this is just the beginning. Look at how far you've come. You don't even realize it, do you? You've been so focused on what's missing, on what still hurts, on what hasn't changed yet, that you've forgotten to notice the battles you've already won. Yes, you're still waiting on some promises, but some of the things you have now, you once begged me for. That peace you have now, it cost you something. That strength in your voice, it came from being broken and rebuilt again and again. You made it. You survived what was meant to destroy you. And now, you are not the same person who cried out to me months ago. You are wiser. You are braver, you are more grounded, and your faith has deeper roots. James 1:2-4 says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." You may not like the process, but it's producing something in you. You asked me to bless you. I said yes, but blessing comes with preparation. You asked me to use you. I said yes, but I had to shape you. You asked me to take away the pain, but pain is often the tool I use to pull you closer. Not everything I allow is pleasant, but everything I allow has purpose. When I stepped back, it wasn't abandonment, it was divine positioning, because I was never more than a whisper away. I saw you cry after they walked out, but I also saw what I was protecting you from. You saw rejection. I saw redirection. You saw loneliness. I saw space for me to enter in. You saw loss. I saw pruning, making room for something greater. You looked around and didn't see me, but I was already preparing what you couldn't see ahead. You wanted immediate comfort. I was working on eternal transformation. Sometimes what you call delay is really divine design. You see moments. I see the whole picture. You focus on what's gone. I focus on what's about to come. You feel empty, but I've been pouring into your spirit the entire time. Silently, steadily, faithfully. You said, God, why me? I say to you, because I trust you with this level of pain. Because I know you'll come out shining on the other side. Because I placed something inside of you that only trials can activate. That fire you feel, that urgency in your chest, that deep knowing that there's more to your life than just surviving. That's me, still here, still calling you forward. Deuteronomy 31:6 reminds you, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. And I haven't. Even when you doubted me, even when you questioned my plan, even when you said you were tired of waiting, I never left. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are exactly where you need to be. For me to do what I'm about to do, that situation you gave up on, watch what I'm about to breathe new life into. That door you thought was closed forever, watch what I open with one touch of my hand. That dream that's been buried deep in your heart, I'm about to awaken it again, because I never stopped watching over you. Even in the silence, I was writing your next chapter. Even in the heartbreak, I was realigning your path. You thought it was over, but I say to you, it's only just beginning. So stop rehearsing the pain. Stop repeating the old story. Stop assuming I've forgotten, because I'm not done with you yet. Say this to yourself, my delay is not my denial. My silence is not God's absence. My story is still unfolding. Now type it in the comments, blessed and ready, because when you speak it, you activate it. You've cried enough over what was. Now it's time to prepare for what will be. There's a shift in the spiritual realm. Things are moving, doors are opening, chains are breaking, healing is flowing. But you must keep walking. You must keep trusting. You must keep obeying, even when it doesn't make sense. Do you remember the story of Joseph? I gave him dreams of greatness, but then I allowed him to be betrayed, sold, imprisoned, forgotten by man, but not forgotten by me. I was watching him in the pit. I was watching him in the prison, and I exalted him to the palace, not because he was perfect, but because he stayed faithful. Joseph could have said, God stepped away from me, but if he did, he would have missed the destiny I placed over his life. Don't misread the silence. Don't walk away because it feels slow. Don't assume the promise has expired. What I've spoken over you will come to pass. You can't give up now. You're too close. You've come too far. You've endured too much to stop here. This is where the tide turns. The same eyes that watched you cry will soon see you smile. The same heart that almost broke will beat stronger than ever. The same hands that lifted in surrender will rise in praise, because I never left you. Psalm 34:18 says, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. And I'm close to you now. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not too far gone. You are not too late for what I've planned. You're right on time. This valley, it's not your final place. It's preparation ground. It's a training field for the promise. And yes, some days will still feel heavy, but even then, I'm with you. Even when the healing takes longer than you want. Even when people still don't understand. Even when the enemy tries to whisper lies into your mind. You'll know better, because you'll remember this. God stepped away, but he never stopped watching me. So hold your head high, lift your eyes to me again, because the one who watches over you does not sleep, does not lie, does not fail. I'm still here, and I'm still working. Now tell your heart this truth. I am not alone. I am being guided. I am being protected. I am being watched over every step of the way. There are angels assigned to your name. There are miracles scheduled with your story. There are doors about to swing open. So don't shrink, don't panic, don't retreat. You're about to walk into answers. You're about to collide with clarity. You're about to reap what you've been sowing in tears. Get ready. Keep your spirit open. Keep your heart soft. And keep your faith planted. Because what's coming will make sense of everything that came before. And when it arrives, you'll say, "My God, you never stopped watching me." Not once. You're not just waiting, you're being positioned. You're not just surviving, you're becoming. Every time you held on when you could have let go. Every time you whispered, "God, I still trust you," with tears in your eyes. Every time you chose peace over revenge, you were growing, and I saw it all. Even when no one clapped, even when no one noticed, even when it felt like you were giving your best to a silent heaven, I was watching. Don't let the silence trick you into forgetting how deeply involved I am in your life. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not one mistake away from losing my love. My grace covered you when you didn't even know you needed it. My mercy chased you when you tried to run. My hand caught you when you fell apart behind closed doors. And I want you to hear me clearly now. You are still my child, and I'm still your God. I didn't change my mind about you, even when you doubted me, even when you distanced yourself, even when you questioned my goodness. 2 Timothy 2:13 says, "If we are faithless, he remains faithful, for he cannot deny himself." You changed. Your circumstances changed. Your emotions changed. But I didn't. My love stayed. My eyes stayed. My plans stayed in place. You thought I left, but I was standing in the storm with you. You thought I turned away, but I was guiding you with a light too gentle for your eyes to see at the time. There's something I need you to remember. Not every closed door is punishment. Some are protection. Some are divine redirections. Some are delays, so the right people, the right time, and the right opportunities can align perfectly. You prayed for something I had to say no to, and I know it hurt, but if you could see what I saved you from, you would thank me with trembling lips. Sometimes my no is the most loving thing I can say. Just like a good parent says no to danger. I say no when what you ask would hurt your purpose. But hear me, for every no, there is a better yes, a higher plan, a deeper joy. Your story is not over. This chapter is not the end. There are things coming that you didn't even think to pray for. Ephesians 3:20 says, "Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us. You've asked for enough. Now I'm about to release more than you expected. But you must stay in position. Stay in the posture of trust. Stay in alignment with my voice. You don't need to figure everything out. You just need to follow my lead. You won't always understand, but you will always be held. And I need you to say it again, with faith this time, not just hope. God never stopped watching me. Say it until it becomes your reality. Say it until it drowns out the lies. Say it until peace settles back into your bones. Because if you could only see what I've been working out in your favor, you would weep with joy. That confusion you feel, it's about to clear. That heaviness in your spirit, it's about to lift. That delay you've grown tired of, it's about to shift into divine acceleration. But first, you must release the idea that I forgot you. I didn't. I've simply been getting things ready. The waiting season didn't mean you were disqualified. It meant I was working in secret. Because some blessings grow in hidden places. Just like seeds in the soil, you've been buried, but not forgotten. Pressed down, but not destroyed. Hidden for a time, but now it's time to rise. Galatians 6:9 reminds you, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. You are closer to the harvest than you think. Don't give up now. Yes, you've been tired. Yes, the silence has stretched longer than you imagined. Yes, you've asked, how much longer, Lord? But let me ask you this. If you knew your breakthrough was one act of obedience away, would you stop now? If you knew your healing was already in motion, if you knew your next season was about to begin, would you let go now? Of course not. So I'm asking you, stay faithful, stay soft, stay listening, because I'm about to show you why I allowed the silence. I'm about to reveal what I was building in you during the hidden season. You've been refined in fire. Now you'll shine with glory. You've been stretched by sorrow. Now you'll overflow with strength. You've been quieted by loss. Now your voice will carry healing. Everything has purpose in my hands. Not a single tear you cried was wasted. Not a single night of aching went unnoticed. You may not have seen me, but I saw you. All of you. The brave face, the trembling hands, the silent battles, the quiet prayers. I was there, still loving, still planning, still watching. And now the time is shifting. The page is turning. The silence is breaking. Because what I'm about to do in your life requires no one's permission but mine. You've asked people to see you, but now they will see me through you. You've been overlooked, but now they'll ask how you made it through. And you'll say, it was God. He never stopped watching me. Now speak that over yourself one more time. And as you do, write it in the comments. Blessed and ready. You are not just ready. You are appointed, anointed, preserved. For such a time as this, your future is not uncertain. It is sealed by my word. It is guided by my spirit. It is protected by my hand. So keep walking forward. Keep showing up to your life. Even when it feels heavy. Keep believing. Even when it's hard. Keep praying. Even when it feels quiet. Because I hear you, and the silence is breaking. You're not crazy for believing me. You're not naive for trusting me. You're not weak for crying to me. You are strong because you stayed. And now I will stay faithful to you in ways you've never seen before. Isaiah 43:2 says, when you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you.
When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze. You passed through, and you're still standing. Not perfect, not without scars, but stronger, wiser, and still watched over. Because I stepped back to grow you, but I never stepped away from loving you. Now breathe, your time is here.
You've carried so much, and yet, here you are, still showing up, still believing, still listening for my voice. That alone should tell you something. You haven't quit because something inside you knows this is not the end. I'm not finished with you. I'm not finished with your story, and I'm certainly not finished with the good things I've planned for you. You thought your story was too messy. You thought your past disqualified you, but I don't use perfect people. I use willing ones. All I need is your yes, not your perfection, not your performance, just your trust. You may have doubted me, but I never doubted you. I knew you'd make it through. I knew you'd grow. I knew you'd come back stronger, because I saw what I put inside of you. I see the gold in you, even when all you see is the ashes. Isaiah 61:3 says, to give them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. That's my promise to you. I'm not asking you to pretend it didn't hurt. I'm not asking you to hide your scars. I'm asking you to bring it all to me. Your pain, your fear, your regret, your past, bring it to me, and let me exchange it for beauty. I will not waste your suffering. I will not ignore your tears. I will not abandon what I started in you. Philippians 1:6 declares, he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. I will finish what I started, even if the journey has been slow, even if the path has been painful, even if you're not where you thought you'd be by now. You're exactly where I can reach you, where I can lift you, where I can reveal the next step. And you don't need to see the full staircase. You just need to trust the next step I show you. I know you want to understand everything, but some things I do are too big for your understanding. That's why I ask for your faith, not your explanation, not your certainty, just your faith. Faith that says, God, I don't see it yet, but I still believe you're working. Faith that says, even when it hurts, I will not walk away from you. Faith that says, I know you're watching, even when I can't feel you, and I am watching. I watched you when you stayed kind, while others were cruel. I watched you forgive when no one apologized. I watched you love deeply, even after being wounded. I saw you, and I'm honoring that. I'm releasing a harvest that your heart is finally ready to receive. But this time, you won't have to fight for it. This blessing will come with peace. This time, there won't be manipulation attached. No anxiety, no compromise. Just my hand moving freely in your life. Because now you've matured into someone who knows how to carry what I give. The silence shaped you. It stripped away the noise. It purified your intentions. It deepened your roots. And now, your roots go deep enough to hold the weight of what's coming. You asked me for the blessing, but I needed to make sure you had the foundation for it. And now you do. So walk with boldness, not fear, not guilt, not shame. You are not who you used to be. You are not bound to what was. You are no longer in the place where I stepped back. You are in the place where I'm stepping in again. This season will not look like the last one, because you're not the same person. What overwhelmed you last time won't shake you now. What confused you before won't distract you this time. What broke you once will build you now. You've been changed in the silence. You've been transformed in the waiting. You've been molded through surrender. And now comes release. I'm releasing peace into your house. Peace that settles arguments without words. Peace that calms your body, even before the problem is fixed. Peace that wraps around you in the night. I'm releasing provision, not barely enough provision, but overflow. I'm releasing clarity. I'm releasing answers to prayers you've long buried. I'm releasing favor, favor that opens doors, favor that brings you into places where you were once denied, favor that reminds you, you are still chosen. Psalm 23:6 says, "Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life." That's not a maybe. That's not a sometimes. That's a promise. And my promises don't expire. My word does not return void. It accomplishes what I send it to do. You are walking into days of fulfillment. You are entering into seasons of restoration. And every no from man will turn into a yes from heaven. So don't let the past trick you into staying small. Don't let the silence convince you that I changed my mind. Don't let fear steal what I'm trying to give you. Stand up again. Lift your head. Open your heart. You are still loved. You are still seen. You are still chosen. You are still mine. The silence has served its purpose. Now it's time for movement. You'll know it's me because of the peace it brings. You'll recognize me by the sudden shifts. You'll feel me in the restoration of your joy. Get ready to smile again, to sleep in peace again, to trust again, to laugh again, to breathe again, because I never left. I never stopped watching, and I never stopped loving you. This is your confirmation. This is your reminder. This is your moment to stand in faith again. So say it out loud one more time. God never stopped watching me. Type it again in the comments if you're ready. Blessed and ready, because you are ready for what's next. And what's next is filled with hope, healing, and harvest. And now, my child, watch what I do next.